Maleficent Earth 9201 says, it depends on who I'm talking to, but I'm also your boss, so mind your mouth, or you won't think so when you find out my dick is you won't think so when you find out my dick is bigger than yours. That one shuts them down every single time. Hello cupcakes, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, just straight up welcome. This is where we talk all things being a woman in trades. So today I'm going to tell you the 5 most common things that I hear on every job site I go to, and I've recently discovered the gem that is Reddit, and I found a thread that I think ties in perfectly, and her thread is called Shutting Down Sexist Comments. So if this sounds like something that's interesting to you, grab a drink, put your feet up, and let's get into it. So as we know, people are ridiculous, people are basic, and people are uninspired. So the 5 most common things that I hear on every job site I go to without fail start with, are you on your period? So anytime I'm emotional, anytime I'm a little upset about anything, I get angry, for whatever reason, people's instinct is to ask me if I am menstruating. I think I touched on this before, but like, bruh, I've had an IUD for the last like 10 fucking years. Now I'm not on my period. I'm just going through the motions like everybody else fucking does. Leave the tampons and mod all out of it. Thank you very much. Number 4. Ugh, my God. Everybody gets this. I will fucking guarantee you, if you're sitting and watching this and you have any kind of trade, you have heard this, but you always get that, oh, you're the nicest looking millwright I've ever worked with. And if you're a welder, I guarantee you have gotten, oh, you're the nicest looking welder I've ever worked with. Q in pipe fitter, Q in scaffolder, Q in warehouse tech, Q in electrician, Q in instrumentation tech. It does not matter. I will guarantee you, you can just fill in that blank, because someone's always going to think it's super flattering and super appropriate to tell you that you're the nicest looking whatever the fuck it is that you're doing. It's usually not taken as a compliment, because I work with a bunch of hairy, disgusting men. I would almost hope that I'm the best looking whatever you've worked with. The 3rd most common thing I hear is, are you sure you can handle that? And while it's posed as a very well-meaning question, it is actually so offensive 90% of the time, I'm gonna say. I'll get it even if I'm in the lunchroom and I'm trying to change like a water bottle onto like the water bottle cooler. I don't know what it is, but people assume that like 20-pound bottle of water, women just cannot lift themselves, let alone lift safely. So I will guarantee you've gotten this if you move any kind of metals, like if you're an iron worker and you're moving rebar, or you're a plumber or a pipe fitter and you're moving pipe. It really, even down to like tool bags and stuff, people just kind of assume that women are the weaker sex. Okay, and we just can't handle things. So you're gonna get asked, are you sure you can handle that? This number 2 most common one I get on every fucking job is the compare. It's not so much like a comment or like a phrase that somebody says to me, but whenever I have like a coonie bag, for example, and I'm just minding my beeswax, just taking my tools to my place of work, somebody always compares it to a purse. Which I have never understood this. Y'all, if this has happened to you and you have an explanation, like, comment below and let me know, because I genuinely am baffled at the comparison between a coonie bag and a purse. But somebody will always call my tool bags purses. They'll make jokes about it being a purse. If I'm even like carrying a tool bag or something, or even if I have like a toolkit and I'm taking it to my job site, somebody will inevitably either compare it to a purse or ask me if I'm sure I wouldn't rather have a purse instead. And like, low-key, I probably would rather have my purse, because that would mean that I'm not at work and I'm out doing something in the real world that I enjoy. But unfortunately, I'm just hoofing fucking tools, or I'm hoofing parts. Like, why a purse? I don't get it. Like, these bros don't have girlfriends, they don't have wives. Like, have you ever seen a purse? I can tell you right now, in my collection of purses, not one do I have would be mistaken for a canvas bag that's meant to move tools. Like, I like to think that I have better taste than that, but who knows? Maybe I'm way off. Maybe I'm doing it all wrong. You never know. And the number 1 that I hear without fail, and probably most consistently actually, is people warning me that I wouldn't want to break a nail or making comments about breaking a nail. I'm gonna start this just by saying anybody who's actually broken a nail, that shit fucking hurts, okay? So it's like, A, it's not really funny to begin with. B, it's basic as fuck. C, it's uninspired. But D, like, broken nails fucking hurt, man. Y'all ever have one that's like broken beneath a quick and it bleeds and it takes forever to grow back in, and it's just awful. But for whatever reason, men instantly correlate being a woman in trades and doing something with like breaking a nail. And like, maybe it's because we usually have longer nails, maybe it's because sometimes we have like gel nails, or we've got like a gel overlay or shellac or something, and so if they're longer, they're obviously going to be more prone to breaking. But I have never heard men who, some of them, okay, don't even care, people are fucking icky, but I have seen some men with longer nails than I have. Like, no joke, there is no excuse for that. You should have clippers in your bag regardless. I don't care, clip that fucking shit. But I've seen them with longer nails than some girls have, and no comments are ever made to them about breaking a nail. So this is 100% one you're only gonna hear if you have a vagina. And so these are the most like common, basic, uninspired fucking sexist comments that guys aren't gonna get, guaranteed. But us women, you're gonna hear at least one of them if you haven't heard all of them. Yeah, it's just so, play it out, boys. Like, it's just play it out. But as I was saying, I found this like Reddit thread, blue collar woman. If you aren't on Reddit, you should be, because it's actually so fucking entertaining. I have lost hours of my life now that I've discovered this gem. But in particular, blue collar woman, really, really good. I don't even know what you actually call them, because I am clearly new to Reddit. I don't know if it's like a subreddit or a group. I don't know. Anyway, this group, they post anything from questions that people have about jobs, that are like different trades that they're doing, to like what workwear they should be buying, to what they should do about blisters, to like best hairstyles at work if you have like welding caps, blah, 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 blah. It is like a one-stop shop for everything that is like women in trades. And so I came across this thread earlier, which had me like laughing out loud, by Booby Donut. Love your name, like I'm here for it. So the title is Shutting Down Sexist Comments, and the tag that they have is under workplace conflict, which makes sense. And so she says, hey y'all, what are some of your favorite ways to respond to casually sexist comments at your job? Example, when someone tells you, you're too pretty to be doing this kind of work, which, fuck, that should have been on my list of 5, because yes, like, even when you look like the back of someone's ball sack, someone is gonna say this to you. So just let me rearrange and get fucking comfy here. So it's got 76 uplikes and 67 comments so far, and it's actually got an award. I don't know what that means, because again, I'm new to Reddit, but I feel like that's a good thing. So top comments, let's start from the top and work our way down. We have Crew 881, 3 weeks ago, has two awards for this comment, and you're too ugly to have an opinion. So this is people like straight up clapping back, like what are some of the responses that people have to some of these like shitty sexist comments that we all inevitably fucking deal with. So you're too ugly to have an opinion, that's got 168 uplikes, so I feel like this is one that's actually probably been used by people. Comment under this one, somebody says, as a guy, this would fucking destroy me if I ever said the line, but goddamn, I would explode from laughter if I heard that on someone else. Legit. We've got, you're too pretty to be doing this kind of work, and the response would be, is that why you're in this line of work too? Has the same energy. Actually, that's pretty fucking good. Then the original poster writes back, most definitely does. Literally, I feel anytime there's a sexist comment or shit, give them the same energy. When guys complain or whine about stupid crap, I'm always like, why are men so emotional? Yes. Or the fact they call grown-ass women girls. So I've actually gotten in the habit of calling everyone girl, whether I'm at work or not. Actually, yo, I do this too. So Crew 881, yep, I feel you. Unless it's someone non-binary trans, and me calling them a girl can be triggering. Legit, know your audience. But you can tell a lot about a dude that call you girl. Some are just going along with it and thinking nothing of it. Others get offended and upset. I don't care either way, to be honest, she says, but she just claps back because why the fuck not? Another commenter into this one says, had a guy comment on the fact that I moisturize my hands, suggesting my husband would be unhappy if I didn't. Ick. I asked him to explain his comment, asking for further explanations until he gave up. Never hassled me again. I love this, and actually I do this too. So basically just making them so uncomfortable with having to explain what they meant that they just fucking drop it, and I will guarantee they'd never bring it up to you again. Primo. That is actually probably like the best way to respond to any shitty comment at work. Like, just make them feel like shit having to repeat themselves, because usually it's just like a false bravado. They'll just bust it out once. If they have to mansplain it to you, they ain't doing it again. So we've got a sheet metal foreman who says, this is where a well-placed ew is great. Ew, stop thinking about how soft my hands aren't. Or a good old gross out, my spouse likes to chew off the calluses. Ooh, okay. Okay, that's one way. Men are weird creatures. I just call them boys in a pointed manner. Like, you girls sure seem to be getting stuff done. Well, you boys seem to be standing around talking. Okay, that's legit. Somebody else responds, boys just doesn't have the same kick I need it to personally, but I'm sure it works LOL. I feel like that's legit because I don't really think they give a fuck either. We've got another comment that got one award. I find this one works every time. You're the fourth person to say that to me today. Without saying so, you're telling the person that they aren't cute, funny, or original, which is so true, because I feel like everybody who makes these comments to us, like, they think that they are pioneering the fucking workplace comedy, and like, man, everybody's heard it already. Like, nothing that you have to say is original, nothing you have to say is funny. Like, it's played out. It's actually so fucking played out. So I feel like that's actually legit. It takes the focus off what are they saying, as if their opinion should somehow matter to you. True. And it replaces it with a statement of fact. It says, you're so boring and predictable, there's no point in responding. Hear ye. Especially in a work context, because it highlights that you're there to do a job and their bullshit is a waste of everybody's time. Kudos, she got 108 upvotes on that, and I see why. Somebody else says, I second this and use it a lot. I find most times I wind up getting almost embarrassed and leave the conversation quickly thereafter. It also works for when you're getting hit on or someone is ramping up to ask you out. Oh, yeah, okay. I'd love to see you outside of work. I'll pay. Wow, Jose, Chris, and Chad said the same thing today. Maybe we could all hang out. Yes. Shuts things down real fast. Dope. I love this. Okay, Murph says, I take jokes way too far until they make people, specifically sexist men, uncomfortable. Okay, I'm liking this one already. So for that comment, I would have responded with something along the lines of, really? My mom always told me I wasn't pretty. Basically make the joke so horrifyingly unfunny at my own expense that I make everybody else wildly uncomfortable. I stopped getting sexist comments a long time ago. You fellas want to be demeaning? Nobody gets to put me down but me, and you better hold my beer while I do it. Okay, my personal response to this one, I don't love that. Like, I am self-deprecating by nature, but yeah, no, I don't think that this, like, no. We can open up a whole can of worms on this. I don't think that's taking a joke way too far. I almost feel like that, like, it puts you in line for fishing, like, and some gross fucking aggressive people, not everybody, but some of them will take that as you looking for compliments or looking to, like, further that conversation and get validation. She got 84 upvotes on it though, so you know what? I'm in my own little fucking field here. I'm the only one that, obviously I'm on my own on this one. A response to hers says, reminds me of this one safety guy who just had a fucking chip on his shoulder over me. Kept trying to tell me I was violating safety protocols because the strap of my harness wasn't directly across my nipples. Oh, bro, I've had that too, and that's so fucking uncomfortable. I got fed up one day and snapped, well, I'm sorry, there's a slight logistical issue with that. Dumbass looked me right in the eye and said, what? So I turned to face him, grabbed my tits in my hands, and just stared him down. Fucking assertive dominant. Oh no. Fucking asserted dominance right there on the fab floor. He looked flustered, then bashful, and then started going, slowly going more and more scarlet with embarrassment as I stood there holding my boobs and just glaring daggers. Finally, the poor bastard just folded. He turned and practically ran out of there, looking like a broiled lobster. I'm half surprised he didn't spring an enemy nosebleed. 42 up likes, and you know what? I'm giving her an up like right now. That was fucking dope. That's just so, imagine just like so awkward, just standing there, like staring them down, being like, what? But it's true, because when it comes to harnesses, like their little nipple roll, it's uncomfortable for like harnesses unless you have like a specific woman's harness, which I don't. Safety workwear, that's a whole nother fucking thing. But like the harnesses, they don't fit us the same way. And I feel like unless you're oblivious, which bro obviously was, like, don't comment on it, man. I'm like, stop talking about nips to ladies at work. Like, not just ick. So anyway, fucking Gina and Tonic, who's an electrician who made that comment, girl, yes, 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 all of the yes. So she has a couple responses to this one. David Haight says, not just that, but he has no business being a safety guy. Have you ever seen what happens to a woman's chest due to incorrect harness? I bought a badass one for one of our female carpenters after I did a refresher course and they showed that pic. Then Gina, I think it's Gina. Anyway, Gina and Tonic replies that I can imagine, but no, I've never seen it myself. David Haight responds back, all I can say is wear them correctly always. There's a few things that leave a mental imprint in your head through life. That was one of them. And then Gina and Tonic replies, wince, damn. Yeah, I'm fairly sensitive in that region, so just wearing the strap across my boobs normally kind of hurts. I don't want to think too hard about crushing them on a fall, shivers. Plus side is my current foreman demanded that safety invest in women's fall harnesses to avoid this issue, and I'm told they're already being shipped to us. Woohoo. Actually, that's fucking dope. A lot of companies just don't give a shit. You can Google it. I've seen pictures of what can what happens when you actually do have to trigger a fall arrest system. So if you do have a fall and you're wearing a harness, it is actually crazy the damage that your body can go through. There's so many reasons why they do tell you to wear them properly. We like tangents here. This is a fucking tangent, but I feel like it's a very important one if you do have to wear harnesses for anything at work. So the blood flow actually cuts off pretty fucking quickly, which is why you get the harnesses now that have the little like footy loops so that you can at least like step up and keep some of the pressure off, because I think it's up to 15 minutes. That's like the max that you're supposed to be suspended with your harness. Well, fuck, it can kill you because it's literally like cutting off your main arteries and like your legs and stuff. It's gnarly, and so that's why they tell you to make sure that you're actually like wearing them tightly enough, you're wearing them properly, and that they're well fitted, because if you do suffer that impact, so usually if you're falling, it's not like a cute little graceful and you just slide right into the harness. It's usually like a really quick jarring impact, and it will cut off circulation really quickly. If you're not wearing them properly and they're not fitted properly, it's going to cut off circulation in areas that it's not supposed to. And then I'm assuming, for us ladies, what they're referencing with like the babies, I haven't seen that video myself. I don't want to see it, but I can only imagine like if it's like too low. Yep. Anyway, if you feel like Googling it and then letting me know how gnarly it is down below, I'm not watching that shit. There's a million reasons. I'm not a doctor, and blood is one of them. Okay, on to the next response we have here from NonSycamore. I love spinning back a comment to make them feel uncomfortable. All it takes is one loud conversation about the state of your menstrual cycle and vaginal health to make sure you don't get the Jesus, someone's on their period comment again. We gonna give her an upvote because, again, you're gonna fucking hear that. Does not matter whether you get a period or not. Doesn't matter if you are on your period or not. That shit's coming. So, true that. Make them extra fucking uncomfortable. I feel like that's like the theme here. Just spit it back and make them feel like shit for what they said. So, useless millennial replies and got an award. The last time I got asked this, I stopped what I was doing, put my hand down my pants, scrunched around my crotch, pulled my hand back out of my pants and examined it, and seeing no blood, I said, nah, not at the moment, and shrugged. Fuck. Y'all are ruthless. I love this. His face was, well, I'll never forget it as long as I live. 63 upvotes, and like, I see why. New Nintendo says, LMAO, that is so gross, but you're quite the mad one. I respect it. Truth. Useless millennial replies back, I just absolutely went for it. Not something I'd normally do. Ha ha ha. I had it up to my pits and just went full gross. I fucking Man, I love that. Uh, Gina and Tonics, I'm butchering these names. Sorry if you ever stumble across this and I'm butchering your fucking Reddit, but you'll butcher mine too, so it's cool. She says, ha ha ha, that's epic, fucking love it. Hot to Tube Socks says, fucking legend. Useless Millennial says, gonna creep the creeps. Truth. Prankish Bear says, OMG, I need some comebacks for period jokes. That shit is getting older than time. Fucking truth. Hot to Tube Socks says, oh man, that's awesome. I love clapping back with some dark humor. Okay, so then we have Emily the Punt. Just got one award. This is a new comment thread. I'm just biding my time until after I find a sugar daddy. Oh, yes, girl. Just biding my time until I find a sugar daddy. Actually just made that one up on the spot. They're different every time. Another one she says is, yeah, but not pretty enough for sex work. Or, that's not what my ex-husband said. Or, really? Well, shit, I guess I'll just call it a day then. Oh my god, thank you. I was wondering. And maybe in America. So she says, but what if I quit? What would I do with all these Carhartts? And then another response that she has is, I was literally about to say the same thing to you, or I was literally about to say the opposite to you. She's got 57 upvotes, but we've got Useless Millennial chiming in. She says, I was literally about to say the same thing to you, in caps. She's yelling now. She's a hype girl, man. Like, if you're a Useless Millennial, hype fucking man. She says, this is fucking fantastic. Thank you for this absolute gem. Actually, you know what? Maybe I do like that one. That one I would use. I was literally about to say the same thing to you. That's pretty fucking good. Bulldog Mama 13, who's a wastewater operator, cool, says, this is golden. It's lighthearted, but it's guaranteed to catch him off guard. Lucas the Schnauzer says, what would I do with all these Carhartts? LMAO. Lucas the Schnauzer says, since this was posted, I've officially bought my first pair of Carhartts. Now I'm in danger because there are way too many things in my cart. Also, sick as fuck, I didn't know they had 25% off for veterans. Basically, thanks a lot to that poster, because she obviously got this person to go take a look at fucking Carhartt and created a monster. Aw, yeah. We have butter braising. I get the, wow, so you actually weld, but like in the SpongeBob upper, lower, upper, lower, upper, lower. Then I throw the, yes, women can vote now and everything at them. That's getting an up like from me. And Not Every Again says, I mean, for now. And then Weldon Chick 89 says, thank you for this. I can't wait to use it. So then we have Gina and Tonic says, so most of the weird ones I get are in regards to my being a lesbian. Him, if you've never tried being with a man, how do you know you don't like it? Me, dunno, toots, why don't you go give it a whirl, report back to me with your discoveries. Okay. Him, so how did you decide to become a lesbian? Fucking people. Him, how did you decide to become a lesbian? Me, if non-asshole, have you seen women? Okay. If asshole, have you looked in a mirror lately? I'm already giving her a fucking upvote on this. Like, Gina and Tonic, they come to Reddit, man. Come to Reddit, blue collar women, like the savages, and they're fucking deadly. A fun recent encounter. So wait, are you actually gay? I thought that was just something you said to rile up the guys. I've worked with a couple of lesbians on sites and they get that a fucking lot. It's disgusting. If you heard that, that's my stomach growling because it's lunchtime. Okay. Fun recent encounter. So wait, are you actually gay? I thought that was something you just said to rile up the guys. Me, I think you're missing the whole point of the lesbian thing. If you think I gave a shit when men are thinking, or what men are thinking about on lonely nights. She says, I haven't gotten many overtly sexist comments directed at me. Mostly I get the more subtle shit that's harder to point out to HR. Yeah, because these guys are fucking good. I'm also 5'10", 200 pounds, and can put a couple 100 pounds on one shoulder. Get it, girl? So I think most of the really sexist ones just avoid me like the plague, laugh my ass off. Fucking being a woman in trades, man. Most I've dealt with in recent years is some bullshit comments being made about a friend of mine who's far more femme and traditionally pretty than I am. I had to step in and shut that shit down. Bastard who did it had the nerve to give me a knowing elbow nudge like oh my god, like he thought I would agree with him. Meanwhile, I was thinking, if that woman phoned me up at 2 a.m. because she needed help hiding your body, I'd fucking be there. I'm glad I upvoted that, man. People are gross. Like, I think that's like another thing too. Again, I've worked with some awesome fucking lesbians on sites before, but that is almost a general consensus. Like, the guys will still treat them sexistly as fuck, but then when it comes to making comments about like other girls, even not as like a lesbian on site, like once I'm in with like a group of guys or they just basically like lump me in as one of the boys, they will make comments and then expect me to be like, oh yeah, fucking good one. And so she's bang on, like, I guarantee you this poor girl, any fucking lesbians on sites, I guarantee they get that a lot, man. Like, they just expect that there's like that they agree because they like vaginas too. Get a fucking grip, man. Okay. And then Gina and Tonic says, oh yeah, he was a piece of work. He was always trying to get her and I to compete. Meanwhile, she never dates coworkers, gives zero shits about this guy. I'm gay as fuck, and she's a friend I've known for years, while this dude was just a sexist ass I'd known for less than a week at that point. He started calling her Little Miss Thang. Of course he did, because she wasn't interested in him, so obviously. And would simultaneously say the most awful shit about her. Ugh. While also going on and on about how badly he wanted her ass. Fucking... I let her know he was being creepy in her direction, and then just started keeping notes on every single fucking thing he said. Okay, get it. He got in some trouble one day and called me into HR to vouch for his character. LOL. I slapped down 3 pages of notes and told him just the sort of guy he was. Yes. Fucking yes. Okay, we have flowers for Attica. I asked the person to repeat what they said like I didn't hear them the first time. I love this, man. It makes people so uncomfortable. Asking them to repeat what they said is just fucking beautiful. Either they don't want to repeat it loudly and stop, or they double down and take it too far loudly. Either way, they get embarrassed and I get to do my job. True. Another option is to ask why they think that comment was appropriate. Ask them to explain it to you because you thought this was a professional workplace and you don't get the comment. You know what? Like, low-key, bomb. Yep, that was another stomach growl. We are gonna eat after this. I get told to smile a lot. Ugh, I hate that. And I'll reply, don't tell me what to do with my body. This will usually stop the comments. So I like her. She's a straight shooter. Trunk full of tampons replies to her. Yeah, I always say, sorry, I missed what you said. Can you repeat it? I just keep asking them to repeat it until they're shouting. And then, and then I just say, you heard that? That's how dumb you sound. And leave it at that. I'm not on the spot witty enough for anything better. Yeah, but you know what? I think that's so fucking effective. Upvote. We have I'm struggling today. Maleficent Earth 9201 says, it depends on who I'm talking to, but I'm also your boss, so mind your mouth, or you won't think so when you find out my dick is you won't think so when you find out my dick is bigger than yours. That one shuts them down every single time. Sky Weekly says, ooh, as a trans woman, I'm definitely using the second one. And then Maleficent Earth 9201 replies, that's awesome, I hope it works. I found that most of the time that line completely throws off their confidence and they end up laughing it off or embarrassed and walk away. Either response is good. It also leaves them wondering if you're joking, and then they typically stop trying to flirt or hit on you. Okay, so we have Solvergen, who is an electrician. Says, depends on who's saying what and if they should know better, and it depends on my mood, which I'm 100% like, sometimes I can laugh and joke and just like not give a fuck, but you catch me on days where I'm just completely already at my wits end with shit and response is completely different. Says, one young guy told me to smile. I just told him, don't do that, you're better than that. He was confused and thought about what he'd said. We talked about it later, he brought it up, and I never heard him spout crap like that again. Okay. If they're old school and an asshole, then I'll play a game where I get them to spell out their bullshit in such a way that is embarrassing for them. Of course, this works best when there's an audience. Bonus points if old school gives a damn about what his audience thinks. Upvote. If someone calls me honey, I usually tell them that I have a name, please use it. If they do it again, I'll start calling them cupcake, which like I'm cool with because y'all are my cupcakes. Again, best with an audience. I think that's a really personal one. I think we all kind of have a different idea of what we find acceptable as like pet names or nicknames or what we're comfortable with. That can become like a really, really gray area. I work with a bunch of newfies, and if anybody like knows newfies, you know that they are just like everybody's love, everybody's sweetie, everybody's my love. Like that's just how they speak. Like it's not meant to be anything other than just like, it's not a term of endearment. It's literally like just what they call people instead of saying like, hey bro or whatever, like it's hey love. So like I said, personally, if you call me honey, whatever, I don't really give a shit. It's a lot better than some of the things that people call me. Some old contractor told me to smile the other day, and I did my best. Slowly bare the teeth, lip twitching grimace snarl, threw him for a loop. So I want to like, let me practice this. Like, slow bare the teeth, lip twitching grimace snarl. Did I nail it? Silver grin. Silver grin. Oh, now I get it. Silver grin. I wonder if my slowly bare the teeth, lip twitching grimace was as good. Okay, wait, I can do better. Let me know. He actually had the audacity to come up to me the next day and ask if I was in a better mood. I hate that. Told him he was being creepy and highly inappropriate, not too loudly, but loud enough that his coworkers who were within earshot overheard. And I know they did because I latched onto the creepy title and called him that for the rest of the week. He didn't speak to me again. Puffed says, I love You're Better Than That. Actually, that is legit. I've had several lovely conversations with some dudes on site and I'm bracing myself for some bullshit. You know, after they think you're down for their unsolicited opinions since you're nice to them for 5 minutes. But this is perfect. It says, our previous interactions were pleasant and professional. Don't ruin it now. Actually, I really like that. It's a shutdown and redirection at the same time. Here's hoping I don't have to use it. Kimmy McGee says, I like beefcake and stud muffin as replies to honey or darling. Again, I'm not one of those people that takes like the nicknames as, I don't know, I guess it is sexist, but I don't take it that way. Like, it just does not bother me. So beefcake and stud muffin. I'm like 99% sure that I've called my friends that anyway, so I would be one of the offenders too. Kimmy McG. Wallflowerette says, no, we aren't playing that game here seriously. This works on shutting down unwanted advances and just general harassment. It really says something when a man needs to measure dicks with a woman. Fucking preach. The dick swinging contests are unfucking real. She says, I call them princess if they call me by any pet names or just call them right out to stop with that BS. So honestly, obviously a lot of people like really don't appreciate the names. Is it okay? If this has happened to you, like comment below and let me know, is it the context? Like, is it just the fact that they're calling you these pet names that you just don't like? Or is it the way that they're saying it? Is it almost like the delivery that makes it feel inappropriate to you, or like you need to just shut it down? Genuine curiosity, because again, like I've never had an issue with that, but there seem to be a lot of people that do feel like this and do have a problem with it. So I'm genuinely curious about like what it is about it that super bugs you. She says, really like some of these other comments and plan on snagging a few, especially the You're Better Than This to use on my premises. And then says, we don't do that here is a great one. So Bright Degrees 3 says, pretty smart and good with tools. I'm out of your leagues. That was her response. Useless Millennial. Oh, I love this one. She's fucking ruthless, bro. Like, Useless Millennial. I need to find more fucking threads that she's posted on. She says that I say prostitution wasn't paying the bills post kids, had to make a switch. Or so many people say that, thank you, but in a condescending tone. Prankish Bear says, I'm in love with this thread. Girl, me too. Official DJ says, I'm not a big fan of replying in a kind way to rude sexist comments or in any way that makes people think I'm finding it funny. That being said, getting ragey or angry is physically stressful to me and I don't want to give it any reaction. You know what, I feel like there's probably a lot of people that are like non-confrontational and can relate to this. She says, so I just give them a look and blink slowly and say that's not funny and then just stand there with a straight face. I do whatever feels comfortable and least stressful. I say do whatever feels comfortable and least stressful for you. A lot of women react differently and I think that's okay. And of course it sucks. Any of us have to put up with this. So fucking true, man. Like I said, they guarantee you if you are in any kind of male dominated field watching this, you will be able to relate to like the 5 things that I have heard on every single fucking job without fail. You will guaranteed be able to come up with like your own creepy, gross comments that people have made or like jokes that they've made about your looks. This all pretty much like comes down to fucking looks. I'm so bothered by the fact that men think it's appropriate to center our jobs and our livelihoods around our appearances. But anyway, yeah, fucking wild. Ooh, we're almost to the end here. Ladybug 1991 says, okay, this took me a second to get. Ladybug 1991 says, gonna ask me out then? They say your next girlfriend will be your first. I'm gonna give that an upvote. That was clever. That fucked me up for a sec. Vron 462. I tell them they're at my line. I won't say anything else, just that they've hit my line. I've only ever had one man go further, but other than that, they all respect it and we go on with our day. Okay, I'm liking this. There's a lot of like just straight shooters that don't even, you know what I mean, like don't want to have a witty comeback or aren't trying to, you know what I mean, like degrade these dudes the way that they're being degraded. Just straight up being like, no, bro, you're at my line. I'm at my limit. Like, don't. Broj Tarot says, and you're so ugly you should be an expert, would be my first response. Last Luxury says, I used to laugh it off and say, one day I'll be your boss, and those sexist comments really made me push myself. Now I'm their foreman. Get it, girl. And then David Haight, who has commented on a few of these, says, be right back, I'm going to talk to the super. Not sure where you're from, but here in California, I've fired 2 or 3 guys this year alone for that dumb shit. Always the old guys. As we can see here, this is not uncommon. Everybody responds to things differently. I agree for sure. Like, it depends for me on the day. It depends on my mood. It depends on who it's coming from. And it also depends on like the context, like whether it's actually meant to be like aggressive or demeaning, or whether it's somebody that I can banter with that just thinks they're the next Bill Burr. They're not. So hopefully you enjoyed this. I am going to be picking some more different Reddit threads and kind of going through them. I guarantee you can relate to like 99% of the problems that other women in trades are facing. You can probably relate to the comments that are being said. In some ways it makes me really sad because like we all face the same fucking challenges, and when I'm having my lower moments, when I'm at my own limit, as like some of the girls are saying, it just disgusts me that the same shit has been happening for decades and it doesn't seem to fucking get better and it doesn't seem to go away. I think that there's not a whole lot of like awareness when it comes to what it's actually like to be a woman in trades. Like, people are getting more comfortable with seeing women in trades for sure, but for whatever reason, like, there are so many commonalities even when it comes to like the tired ass jokes that people say, or the sexist comments that people make, or the fact that we all have to deal with the same shit. We're not alone. That's not a good thing, because obviously I don't want anybody to have to deal with any of these things, but rest assured we're all fighting the same fucking battle. And at least we've discovered, and by we I mean me, I've discovered a forum that can actually make me laugh about it, and I can like commiserate with women from all over the world who are blue collar and just trying to fucking survive. Thank you so much for your time. If you enjoyed this, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you have anything that you can commiserate with, any of your own hilarious responses, or like not even hilarious responses, anything that you think of along the same thread, like what are your replies when you get these tired ass, unoriginal, uninspired, basic bitch comments at your place of employment? I'm on vacation right now, so I am aiming. Notice how we don't make promises here anymore because I'm sick of making myself a liar. But I am aiming to get a couple more videos done, hopefully edited. Realistically, I'm not going to do a whole lot of fucking editing anymore because it takes a long time, and I don't think anybody really cares, to be honest. And that'll help me get more content up. It's less daunting if I feel like I don't have to put fucking 5 hours of editing into a 10-minute clip. Anyway, I'm on vacation. I'm going to try to record some more videos. I found some awesome Reddit threads, so I am going to be reading some more of those, But some of them are so fucking funny, man. Some of them just make me very sad and like hurt my heart for people, but mostly like really, really good. And either way, it's so good to see that there are so many communities out there for women in trades. We are supporting each other. I'm starving, so I am going to cut this one off now. Thank you very much for your time. Don't forget to like this video if you did enjoy this content. There is more like this coming. If you want to chitty chat, Instagram handle here, cupcakes and crankshafts. I am checking it. Haven't had a lot of activity because all I've done is fucking work since March. Yeah, literally like non-stop. But I am on there. I am checking periodically at show. Go ahead and pop on there. Send me a message if you please. If you guys have any suggestions, anything you want to hear about, any hilarious threads that you think that I should be sharing with everybody else on Reddit, either comment down below or DM me on my Instagram. Thank you again for your time. I think I'm out of practice here, but I think how we sign off is, don't forget to be a cupcake in a world full of muffins, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye!